Yeah, welcome to the Gunny Gumby Show. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce, man. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance, man.
Happy New Year's to my fellow Jets fanatics, man. It's the final day of the 2025 chapter. Man, it's crazy because it's the Hangar HangOut, right? This is episode 70. And yeah, this is it. Last day of 2025. And I didn't want to go ahead and take on the new year without chopping it up with you guys. And I mean, honestly, after that embarrassing belt to ass experience we got and just had to endure against the Patriots in our house on Sunday, I wanted to make sure that I got on here with you guys, chop it up with y'all for the last day of the year, and just talk this miserable team, man. I can't believe I've gone to the point now where I am on board with making a move at the coaching position. I really didn't think I would get to this point, but after seeing what we saw on Sunday, man, there isn't a piece of me that believes we have the guy. And it's hard for anybody to really make the argument that we might have the guy. Now, I want to apologize to you guys in advance. I got family here. Again, we're taking on the new year tonight. We're going to be celebrating. We're about to eat some dinner in a little bit. So you might hear some background noise. I've done my best to kind of go ahead and compress that and minimize that for you guys. But yeah, it's going to be a new year today. So we're celebrating it. So it's going to be a bit of a short show tonight. But again, definitely could not miss the opportunity at the last day of 2025 to go ahead and chop it up with y'all one more time. I see Miguel's in the building. What's up, Miguel? Appreciate you, man. Happy New Year. Appreciate you, dog. Happy New Year to you and your family as well. My boy Dano was good, brother. Happy New Year to you, man. Again, we keep talking about getting together on your show at some point, or my show, whichever, bro. We got to go ahead and make that happen, man. Happy New Year, man. I hope you all bring in a glorious 2026. Let's fucking go. Let's go, man. I've been saying Fire Glenn since week 3. I wasn't a monster. I was ahead of the curve. Look, Miguel, I've arrived. I've arrived. I definitely. You know what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, man. Again, welcome back to the show. I appreciate you guys for jumping on. And again, it's going to be a short one today because New Year, right? We all got to get back to the families and we got to go ahead and bring in the New Year together. So we're going to do a short one today, man, in terms of the hangout. But the 2025 Jets autopsy has to be done in 2025. I felt like I couldn't go into 2026 talking about this, even though it'll be a topic of conversation next week because we got one more game left before our off season begins. But I want to do the Jets 2025 autopsy in 2025. And you know what? We usually try. We do to kind of have a silver lining of sorts, right? But today we're gonna. It's. I'm sorry. It's rough, man. It's New Year's Eve, and the New York Jets are in total free fall. Total free fall. So we're gonna talk about it, man. So first and foremost, I think it's important to note that we came into this season, man, with hope. I think the majority of us came in here with some hope and in the belief that 2024 was rock bottom. Right, I really thought the Salah era was as bad as it could possibly get, and this year didn't just break the fan base, man. It broke the record books for all the wrong reasons. This was a historically shitty year for the New York Jets, and therefore for us as fans, a 3-13 record. a December where the team looked like they already checked out for the Caribbean. And then you hear a coach, Aaron Glenn, who went from defensive mastermind to man on the hot seat in less than 12 months. Like that's literally where we're at right now, where we're talking about if Aaron Glenn should be the guy past Black Monday when the season ends and on Monday comes and all the GMs and all the owners start saying, boom, pink slips are being handed out. Aaron Glenn now is in that conversation where you've got to ask yourself, does he get a pink slip? And I'm here to tell you, man, after witnessing what we just witnessed on Sunday, again, Miguel said he's been on this board, on this ship, this road to fire Glenn since week 3. I got to admit, man, I think I've arrived. I think I've arrived. Today we're going to break down statistically, man, how historically bad this team has been, especially in the month of December. But in the reports now we're hearing about Aaron Glenn's safe job is actually a one and done possibly, and that bizarre press conference today where he talks about blocked field goals where we're touted as somehow a hallmark of progress. I I can't believe the presser that we saw today of our guy Aaron Glenn. I all right. I'm getting pissed off. I'm getting riled up just talking about it. But the season has been a statistical massacre. We just got to look at this, man. The numbers don't lie, and they've been horrible. The current record right now for the New York Jets, it is what it is, man. We entered December with a glimmer of hope. I think we all thought to ourselves, you know what? It looked like in November, Aaron Glenn knew what coaching was. He made us believe for a moment that he might have it figured out. And we come into December and we go 0-4 in the final month of the year. And we're talking about like blowouts. These aren't like, tit for tat freaking like straight blowouts. We're being erased as if we shouldn't even be on the same field with some of these teams. The 29-6 drubbing by the freaking Saints, that was humiliating. But then to talk about a 42-10 home loss to the Patriots this past Sunday. And I get it, man. The Patriots are further ahead in the rebuild than we are. They've got their quarterback in Drake May. Vrabel's definitively a proven head coach at the NFL level. But 42-10, and the sad part is it could have been worse. If y'all were watching that game, y'all realized in the third quarter, Mike Vrabel decided to go ahead and pull the mercy rule and thought to himself, all right, I'm not going to have my guys out there wasting more of their time and energy and possibly get hurt playing these bums, these scrubs. Let me sit people that matter. And he stopped the bleeding. The Jets didn't stop the bleeding on Sunday. They could have scored 60, 70 points on us, and there would have been nothing we could have done to stop them. It was apparent that we didn't have a plan for those guys. 42-10 in our own house. That was embarrassing. Embarrassing to put it mildly. At this point, we're talking about now 15 straight years without a playoff appearance. It's the longest active drought in all of North American pro sports, not just the NFL, but like all pro sports. It's what I think it's our 10th consecutive losing season. But the stuff that hurts the most, man, is the offense is currently ranked 28th in points scored. But it gets better than this. The defense, Aaron Glenn's specialty, is 29th in points allowed. Remember when Glenn said that that the Jets were going to move in silence this year, right? Like they were going to move in silence and they were going to go ahead and let their play do the talking for them. I mean, the only thing that's silent right now is the crowd at MetLife Stadium around the third quarter because this team doesn't show up. The Aaron Glenn experience has gone horribly wrong. Horribly. There's no other way to look at it, man. This whole ordeal has been an epic failure. And an embarrassing one at that too, because we're talking about the ways this team is losing. It's I mean this is a team, mind you. We're in week 17. One more game left in the season. Week 18. One more game left. The New York Jets have 0 interceptions on the season. 0 interceptions. Aaron Glenn's specialty is defense. This guy was a Pro Bowl cornerback in the NFL. The New York Jets have 0 interceptions on the season, which will be a record, an NFL record, if that holds true. And honestly, I don't think it matters. I think it's going to still be an NFL record for the least amount of interceptions, even if we pull off one. this weekend, which I have no hope that we will. But 0 interceptions. Think about that. In the 2025 NFL, where passing offenses all the range. You mean to tell me the New York Jets couldn't luck their way into an interception in the 2025 season? We have 4 takeaways. 4. A couple of those because of special teams. 4 takeaways. It's so bad it's laughable. Because like you this is supposed to be a professional sports team. And you look at the way they're performing and it's like, how? Like how could you be this bad unless you're trying to be this bad? And I don't honestly I don't even know if you could try to be this bad in this NFL and be this bad. I feel like at some point or another pride kicks in and something would have to go ahead and turn you into a man and you want to compete because getting your teeth kicked in is not fun. These guys are supposed to be alphas. These supposed to be these professionals. This is your livelihood. Your name being dragged through the mud. I don't even think you could try to be this bad. But here we are. The New York Jets historically bad across the board. A point differential in the month of December that is unheard of. Like we can't score, we can't stop anybody. You see people running wide open left and right, and I know people are going to say, "Well, think about the injuries and think about the lack of quarterback." Listen, Aaron Glenn put this roster together, and I refuse to allow people to forget the fact that Aaron Glenn is also the same guy that told us that this season was going to be about him coaching because the problem wasn't the players, the problem wasn't the team, it was the coaching. That's what he told us. E Boogie joins us. What's up, E Boogie man? Appreciate you, brother. 16 month as a fire team member, brother. I appreciate you for your support. I appreciate the love. So he says 2026 AG Jets will be great. Believe it or not, AG got balls. Let's go, boys. Happy New Year, fellas. And there's two sides to this thing, right? There's the Jets fans who still believe you've got to go ahead and go through this process in order for us to come out the other side. Like E Boogie, I was one of those fans. I won't lie to you. I really believed that AG was the dude. I was excited about the hire. In fact, I think we all kind of praised him. We praised Aaron Glenn, the hire anyway, because he was supposed to be the culture changer from Detroit, right? Like, but you're looking at the tape, and the transition has been a ridiculous disaster. And the data tells you that more often than not, this kind of a historical start, chances are he doesn't bounce back from that. Like he doesn't all of a sudden figure it out and become this elite coach moving forward. Now, can it be done? Yes, it can be done. And E Boogie, listen, I hope you're right. I want to make sure I'm clear. I hope E Boogie is right that AG does figure this thing out. That he goes into this off season, he realizes what the issues were, and he comes out swinging, and he's that dude. I want to be wrong about this. I'm just saying we've seen bad coaching before. As a fan base, we've seen it, we know it, we've lived it for the last 15 years. We know what bad coaching looks like, and I don't think I've ever seen it this bad. I really don't know if I've ever seen it this bad because the problem isn't that Glenn is lost, right? Like, no, let me rephrase that. The problem is that Glenn is lost, but he's supposed to be a defensive coach who wind up firing, mind you, his defensive coordinator Steve Wilkes, with 3 games left. Now, whenever a defensive head coach fires his defensive coordinator, he's essentially kind of admitting that his own system is failing. Now, as Mike Florio pointed it out, I think it was like last week, he said something like, "Oh, it's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic before it goes down." Right? It's like you're still sinking, you're still going down, but that was a move made. And mind you, I was like, you know what? At the very least, you're showing an effort to hold individuals accountable. I think Steve Wilkes was a terrorist. I think he came in here directly with the intent to go ahead and try to belittle Aaron Glenn. Because I have a hard time believing that a guy with that much experience would come in here and allow our defense to look as bad as it did. But that was unfortunately the case. Um, but then you talk about we have a fire sale, right? Like so then we have the fire sale, and we let Glenn and Muji trade away Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams, and then the defense did look better for a little bit. We thought, okay, all right, they kind of figured some things out. But some would say we traded the soul of the defense for future assets. Now, if you're going to tear it down like that, right? Like if you're going to tear it down that far, well, I'm sorry, but you have to show at least a spark of coaching ingenuity. We've seen none. Like we really haven't seen none. And again, I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm really not. But it's hard for me to sit here and tell you guys that it's gonna be okay. That you know what? It's a rough start, right? But Aaron Glenn is showing us this or he's shown us that. The coolest thing he's shown us is that fancy challenge flag that he threw down that wound up being a winning challenge. That was probably the most impressive thing he's shown us. And I know the memes going around of him running down the sidelines, dancing for the kickoff return or the field goal block, whatever it was. But other than that, man, like AG has not really shown us much of anything. And you got to ask yourself, what does he do well? Right? He was supposed to come in here and he's the cultural guy, right? The culture is trash. Like this team's culture is trash. You saw it all over the field in December. It's bad. He's not the CEO type of a freaking head coach, right? Like, is he putting his hands on everything? Because if he is, then you got to take ownership of picking a guy like Justin Fields and some of the moves you've made that have kind of backfired and haven't looked good. If you're supposed to be all knowing, your hands on everything, he doesn't call plays. Again, you're seeing Ben Johnson, you're seeing Liam Cohen, first time head coaches. They tapped into the fact that what got them their head coaching positions was the fact that they're offensive gurus. They're offensive geniuses, right? That got them their head coach opportunity. Those guys call plays. Those guys call plays, right? You see them actively calling plays. You look at Aaron Glenn, man, and he's on the sideline, just on the sideline. That's it. Like he's not doing anything. He's not coaching anybody up. Every now and again, he'll make a face because he's angry about a penalty, or he'll yell at somebody coming off the field. But he's not doing anything. Not calling. He's just standing there. So you're not a motivator, right? Because if you were a motivator, I hope your skill set would be your bag of tricks is deeper than what we've seen because this team has not looked motivated or like they give a damn at all this entire freaking month of December. So is he a motivator? You can't even say that he is. What does Aaron Glenn do well? Like, why is he the head coach? Because I can tell you why Liam Cohen's the head coach of the freaking Jaguars. He calls offensive plays. He's made freaking guys like Trevor Lawrence look like a competent NFL quarterback. Ben Johnson, he calls plays. He's made freaking Caleb Williams look like a competent NFL quarterback. Like those guys have shown you that, listen, this is what got me to the seat. I'm going to make sure that my touch points on my team at least is right. Cool. If the offense wasn't going to get figured out, all right, it's a process. Got it. But the defense should have at least been defensing, and they haven't done that. So, what does AG do, man? What do we have to hold on to going into the 2026 season or off season, believing that this guy is going to be the guy? I don't know that he's shown us anything. Right now, I'm seeing individuals talk about Dante Moore. I think the Jets will probably wind up with the second overall pick. I think the Giants can beat the Cowboys this weekend. And if that does happen, it wouldn't surprise me if the Giants or the Cowboys allow the Giants to beat them specifically. So the Giants, lose draft positioning seems like a very petty thing to do. It's not going to do anything for the Cowboys. So Dante Moore, if he comes out, apparently is the hot topic. But I'm hearing that the Oakland Raiders might actually be waiting to hear freaking Dante Moore comes out because if he does, he's their guy because they like what he brings to the table in terms of a ceiling. So Mendoza might still be there at pick number 2. Boogie's talking about trading for Joe Burrow. You're talking about Lamar Jackson potentially on the hot seat. I've heard people talk about Kyler Murray being a free agent, bringing him in. And I say this when it comes to the Joe Burrows, the Kyler Murrays, and the Lamar Jacksons, right? Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, I think, are elite, top tier guys, right? I think they'd be fun to have on the roster. It'd be exciting to have them on the roster. But are we looking to have excitement on our roster, or are we looking to potentially become contenders? Because I don't know, although Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson make us playoff contenders, I think the amount of holes we have on this team, not to mention they're coming from situations that I think are vastly better than ours, with coaches that have kind of built the offenses around their skill sets. They're in situations where I think like they've they've thrived. I don't know if it's the same thing coming to the Jets. And then on top of that, you're talking about two guys who have become very injury prone, right? So Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson are going to miss games throughout the season. Joe Burrow doesn't even look like if he's really excited about playing football anymore, so that's also concerning. So a lot of questions about it, and I understand the importance of getting the quarterback right because that can help alleviate a lot of the concerns, a lot of the issues. But if you don't have the coaching right, how long before Joe Burrow decides like I'm done? What if he pulls an Andrew Luck after year 3 and we give up 3, 4 freaking first round picks to get him, and then after year 3 he decides like nah, I'm not doing this to myself, I'm not doing this to my body, and then he decides to call it right. And we've got a better offensive line, I understand that. But I don't know how I feel about trading for Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. Not because I don't believe they're talented and that they would immediately make us playoff contenders. I don't know if they make us Super Bowl contenders. And I say that because of the fact that their current roster situations, their current situations right now, you would assume is ideal. And Joe Burrow's already taken his guys to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson seems to struggle a little bit in the playoffs. I don't know if we're built like that. I don't know if we're built like that. And case in point, Miguel saying we're built for this shit. And I guess what Aaron Glenn was talking about was we were built to suffer. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Jets fans are built to suffer, man. The Jets are, I think, the number 4, number 5 richest franchise in the NFL. And it's an organization that's really given nothing back to the fan base, but the fan base continues to give and give and give and give. And so, of course, Woody Johnson stacking his pockets. He's getting money. I mean, this is a guy that upped the freaking season ticket prices for next year after witnessing the product he's putting out there for us to watch now. He's got no shame. A guy who wanted to pull the young lady from kicking the field goal at halftime because he found out that she played soccer. Like that's the kind of owner that we currently have, man. And I think a lot of our problems kind of stem from Woody Johnson being the owner of the New York Jets. Maybe the curse we keep saying is a Joe Namath thing. It could be a Woody Johnson thing. Maybe that's why we're continuously in purgatory. But I look at this current situation we're in, man, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Um, I I don't know if Aaron Glenn's going to get a pass, right? Because original reports from the Athletic said that he was 100% safe, but now there's new reports saying that Woody Johnson is losing patience. You know what I'm saying? The words "one and done" is no longer a whisper; it's starting to become a bit of a roar. So you can lose. You can't lose 42-10 to a division rival at home in December and expect to keep your keys to the building. Like this is not how it works. So you're starting to hear those rumblings, and there's merit to it. I think when you think about the current state of the New York Jets and what you've seen in Aaron Glenn, um, I don't know how you feel comfortable. I don't, especially after what we saw today in regards to today's presser. Like I'm gonna call it the field goal presser. So let's talk about this. So today, if you haven't seen it, amidst this 3-13 catastrophe of a season that we've had, Aaron Glenn stood at the podium uh, and specifically pointed to the team's improvement in preventing blocked field goals as a sign of progress. Yeah, that's our coach. He sat at the podium today and he spoke about the improvement in preventing blocked field goals this year as a sign of progress. Now, are we serious? Are we serious? Your team is giving up 40 points a game. Your quarterback situations is a complete mess. Mind you, he chose Justin Fields. He brought him in. He believed he can go ahead and coach him up, right? And we're celebrating protection on kicks. That's our head coach. That's what happened today. And I think that to me said a lot. That said wonders. It said wonders. I'm at a point, man. I'm at a point where it's not just frustrating anymore. It's infuriating because now we look dumb. Like we already know we might not have the guy, but now you're celebrating kick protections as a sign of progress for your team. We look dumb. We look stupid. And at some point or another, we've just got to call it what it is, man. I don't know if this guy is. I don't think he's it. And I love Aaron Glenn, man. I think he was a great player for us. I love the bravado when he came into this. But the thing of the matter is, we expected results, but it feels like this man is grasping at straws. And honestly, it's starting to remind me of the Adam Gase era, where he's finding those small little wins in the middle of a freaking forest fire. That's the vibe I'm getting now from Aaron Glenn. Miguel goes, if I had to find a bright spot for the Jets, it would be Chris Banjo on special teams. Money McNair could be my Jets MVP. 100%. Special teams has been money. It's been money. That's the only thing AG did right, was bring in Banjo to be the freaking special teams coordinator, to take that chance because he's a young coach, right? He was just playing football like 2 minutes ago, and he's the best coach we have on this roster. Best coach, special teams, elite. I think McNamara, elite, right? And folks missed one field goal all season. Again, that's special teams has not missed, so I will give that. I'll give that. The special teams definitely has improved. Now, Kraft, what's up, brother? Says, I do love that every single year now they're actively trying to put some respect on Kotite's name. Yeah, that's sad but true. Like sad but true. Like Kotite now went from being the nightmare situation that we've ever experienced at coaching as a Jets fan base to now you got Aaron Glenn competing for that title. Like and he might very well win that title come this weekend. I don't see a scenario in which we go up against the Buffalo Bills third string and beat them. This team is quit. This team is quit. And you're telling me you're sending out Brady Cook out there because he gets. So I'll say this: I'm also under the belief that they are 100% tanking. I don't think what we've witnessed in the last month is this team really trying to win games. But at least try, right? At least make the games somewhat entertaining to where your fan base doesn't have to go ahead and go through the ordeal of embarrassing themselves when they wear stuff like this, right? So if you're bringing up Brady Cook, I believe wholeheartedly that your intentions are not to win games. The guy's on the NFL quarterback, and I don't even know if he's a practice squad quarterback, but nevertheless, he's the quarterback. So at this point, they're doing everything they can to lose games. I don't know if this Jets team has the ability to win games if they were actually trying. I really don't. I don't know if this coaching staff knows how to get these guys ready. Uh, Miguel goes, I still trust Muji as GM. Glenn has to go. I will say this. I'm okay with Muji. I feel as though like he's made some moves that have hit. I mean, if we're being honest about this, man, like the Sauce trade may wind up resulting in a top 15 pick this year, and I would say a top 10 pick next year. Some people think I'm crazy, but what quarterback are the Colts going to get to come in here and help them fix things? The Sauce pick could turn into a top 15 pick this year and a top 10 pick next year. That's just the reality. Like I know some people think I'm insane for saying that, but I think the Cowboys pick can be a high one as well next year because right now they're in freaking cap hell. They got to go ahead and figure this thing out. You just had two 1,000-yard wide receivers. You had a 4,000-yard quarterback. You had a 1,000-yard running back, and you didn't make the playoffs. By the beginning of freaking December, you were out of the playoffs. So, like, really, what can you do to fix that team is the big question here, especially as they're going into cap hell. So, I think the Cowboys pick could also be a top tier pick next year as well. So yeah, like I think based off of that, man, you're talking about turning a corner that we all loved, right? And is good to great in coverage, but if we're being honest, man, he struggles to stay healthy. He can't help you in the run game, and he can't flip the field, right? So he's limited in those aspects, and you could turn that into a top 10 pick and a top 15 pick. That's a win. That's a home run. I think Muji definitely, if he stays and he gets a chance to pick his coach, I actually feel somewhat comfortable with that. I actually do feel somewhat comfortable with that. Um, yeah, at this point, man, like motivated. Glenn is Tim Usala. At least with Sala, the defense showed up. They performed. At this point, we've got Tim Usala running the New York Jets right now. Knob Kraft, man, 15-month, man, as a fire team member, brother. I appreciate you, dog. Thank you for the support. Appreciate the love. He says a lot of this is the horrible team he inherited. So I keep hearing that, right? Like it's the horrible team he inherited. But we're acting as if like he didn't have an offseason, and we're acting as if he didn't have, draft picks and free agency. He handpicked the people he's brought in. Membu looks like a home run. Mason Taylor remains to be seen. I do like what I've seen with AZ Thomas, but you got to hold the bag on the trade up for that linebacker that can't play linebacker. I forget his name right now because he's a bum, but like he's has his fingerprints on some of these moves, right? So I get it, man. The team he inherited is bad, but you he told us. Remember this? He told us that the issue wasn't the team, that the issue was coaching. He was the one that said that when he got here, he's looked at the tape, he looked at his talent, and it's not a talent issue. That he believes the coaching was the problem, and that he's going to come in here and he's going to go ahead and fix it, man. But that's not what we've seen. In fact, even Glenn himself admitted after the Patriots game that the effort wasn't there. Like when a coach loses the effort battle in week 7, he's lost the locker room. Like, so you're telling me the guy who's supposed to come in here and be the motivator, the culture changer, admitted to us that you couldn't get your team prepared to go up against one of our number one rival in the Patriots in our house, that they quit on you? That to me was telling. That to me was telling, man. But you know what's crazy? Amidst all of this, like the biggest scare, right now isn't how terrible this season has gone. It's done. It's over. We've witnessed it. We've seen it. We know it's going to go down as one of the worst Jets seasons of all time. No changing that. But what the offseason can bring, because are we really prepared to make a $100 million gamble with Aaron Glenn? Like honestly, we have an incredible war chest because of the Sauce and Quinnen trades. Jets have 2 first-round picks in 2026. We have our own, and then likely it's going to be a top 3 pick, most likely. And then we've got the Colts, top 15 pick. We also got 2 second-rounders. These are premium draft assets, like premium draft assets. And then we have over $99 million in cap space. This is like the top 5 in the NFL. So you can get any free agent you want. You know what I'm saying? You can make any move you want to in the draft to go ahead and get your guy, right? Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Do we trust Aaron Glenn with that kind of arsenal, that kind of war chest? Because if you keep Aaron Glenn, you're letting a coach who is 3-13, who backpedals at the podium when things get a little hectic, and he has shown us he can't even keep the locker room pushing for him, handpick the next franchise QB, probably going to be Fernando Mendoza or Dante Moore, going into a season where he will undoubtedly be in the hot seat. And if he's failing again, let's be honest, I'd say by week 8 of next year, he could be gone. And we've wasted a great deal of our resources and capital because we trusted this guy once again to go ahead and show us that he might be able to figure it out. That's a scary proposition, man. That and I say that because we've seen what bad looks like. This fan base knows what bad looks like. And for us to try to be positive, I can appreciate that. But we've been here before, guys. Like we've been here before, man, and it's never worked out well for us. And I love my Jets fans who want to stay positive and want to go ahead and look at the potential. And I get that perspective because honestly, I don't think he's going to get fired. I don't think freaking Woody's going to let him go. He's going to be the coach next year, and I am rooting for his success. I want AG to prove me wrong. I want AG to go ahead and be laughing and pull up clips of the Jets content creators who ran their mouth and talk shit. Do that. And I will eat that all day if you're telling me you're going to show us a product that resembles a respectable one on the field next year. I hope that's the story. I hope that's what happens. Miguel goes, he thought the roster was solid until he actually played on the field. The Buffalo game showed it. Okay, true. That just means he can't evaluate tape very well because we all knew that the roster was trash. We all were on the same page talking about how much it was going to take. He's the one that made us believe that maybe we didn't know what we were talking about and that maybe he sees something that we couldn't because he's the coach and he said it was coaching. So I think that's another reason, why I actually am a little salty about this thing because if he hadn't told us that he was coming into this thing to go ahead and it was going to take a couple of years. This team it needs to build upon talent. We need to build. Like if he had told us this in the beginning, I don't think most Jets fans right now are even mad about this thing. I think we would have been, our expectations were set by the coach, a coach that the majority of us liked, and we would have been able to eat this a little bit better. But you told us that you looked at this team, you evaluated this team, and you came here because you believe it wasn't the play, it was the coaching. That's what he said. He said that the coaching was what this team needed to go ahead and get right. Had a little bit of success freaking in the preseason. He reiterated the fact that see what good coaching can do. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, it's just coaching, and that's why expectations got elevated a little bit. I think with the fan base, and he didn't deliver. But then when he didn't deliver, he didn't go up on stage and say, you know what, when I first got here, I thought, you know what I'm saying, it was going to be the coaching aspect, et cetera, et cetera. Instead, I was wrong. It looks like, you know what I'm saying, we are deprived of talent. We're going to need to go ahead and add some more pieces. He didn't say that. He came up there and he said, well, we all knew when I took the job, it was going to be a process. It's going to be, you can't turn a ship around. You got to, it takes a while for a ship. Like, he backpedaled. That's where you started to lose people that were like, wait a minute, bro. Like, how are us as fans knew that before you took the job? But then when you, who we would believe have more access to information than we do, you told us like, hey guys, relax. It wasn't a bad team. It was bad coaching. And then the moment things hit the fan, like now it's, oh, the team is bad. Like again, Miguel right here, no one was saying the team was horrible when the season started. Now everyone's making excuses. 100%, Miguel. 100%. Thank you. I didn't even I just noticed you wrote 100%. Like, and I think that's the problem is that we knew that as fans, we thought the team was bad. We were like, man, this roster is really limited. Like that's a problem. He told us after he got into the building, hey, I'm here because I believe in this team. I believe that I can make the difference because the coaching and blah, blah. He sold us on the fact that he was going to coach this thing up and he was going to be the change. And now all of a sudden, he's backpedaling. It's going to take a while. Nah, bro, not what you said. Had he said that in the beginning, I guarantee you, I would say 70% of content creators, Jets fans who are tweeting about it right now, we'd be pissed. We'd be pissed because it's still an ugly season and this isn't what we were expecting. I thought it was going to be bad, but not this bad. But we would have been warned. We would have to believe. We were warned. He told us from jump this was going to be a process, that this team was deprived of talent, and then he would have matched and mirrored what we thought we saw. Vice, we thought we saw a bad roster, and he said, like, nah, it's the coaching. The coaching's the issue, and we're about to show you what good coaching looks like. All right, bet. So he had us believing, and come to find out, the fans knew more about the team he inherited than he did. That, to me, is concerning. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying it's concerning, and it's forced more of us now to look at things differently than when he first got here as the head coach. Now, Kraft, Jets fans painfully overvalue the existing time because we haven't had anything good. Everything made it, but that's not what happened though. Again, I get what you're saying, but that we all went into the offseason believing that this team didn't have the talent. We thought that. I thought that. We've all talked about it on this podcast. How, man, we need another wide receiver. We need another edge. We need another. We've talked about this stuff. The interior needed help. The interior offense. We've been having the safety was a question mark. We've had these conversations going into the offseason. And then Aaron Glenn gets on the podium and tells us, hey, guys, it ain't the team. It's the coaching. That's the issue. That's the coaching. And this is why the whole thought process shifted. I don't agree with that. I don't think it was us overvaluing it. I would say the majority of us knew where the holes were at. And the majority of us talked about those holes. And then Aaron Glenn jumped in front of the podium and said, it's all about the coaching. I'm going to get the coaching right, and then we're going to be okay. And that hasn't been the case. And then after the fact, now he's like, hey, it's going to take a little while. We don't have the talent. Like, we got to turn this ship. And that's where you lost a lot of us. Because we were believing that coming in. You told us you were going to fix it because you're this incredible coach. And he's not. He hasn't shown us anything that would prove to us incredible coach. And I'm with you, Miguel. I believe that Glenn is potentially more of a problem than he is a solution. Patriots are basically the same team last year in the turnaround. Well, I'll say this. The Patriots spent a lot of money in the offseason. And their roster is not world beaters. I don't believe for a second that 40 burger they dropped on us is a result of the Patriots' talent level being far superior than ours. No, it's not. They've got pieces, but they're not world beaters. It's an old roster as well. I think they're going to go ahead and get clapped the first round of the playoffs whenever they get in. The team hasn't beaten any team that was good all season. They're reminding me more of the Miami Dolphins when they had that season 3 years ago, where they didn't beat anybody relevant, but they were freaking like, you know what I'm saying, top of the AFC and battling for the AFC East. That's the vibe I get when I look at this Patriots. Now, I'll say this, Drake May is, I think, a higher ceiling than Tua. I'll give that. I think Vrabel's better coach than McDaniels. I'll give you that. But I do believe the fact that they've been able to go ahead and beat the teams you put in front of them, which is all they can do, is a sentiment to the coaching. It's a sentiment to the fact that they've got Drake May operating on the kind of cylinders that his strength. They have him operating on his strength. That's a benefit of good coaching. I think they're better coach. I don't think their roster is a world beater roster either. That's a good point. E Boogie, Wilkes is a terrorist. Listen, man, I just felt like the way the team played under Wilkes just didn't make sense. It seemed like the players got open at will. The defense was never in position. It's almost as if he was coaching them through the opposite of what you need to be doing to be effective as a defense. I mean, again, 0 interceptions. Like how do you do that? How is your team incapable of accidentally tipping up a ball and get 0 interceptions? Quentin Williams leaves us and gets an interception with the Cowboys, right? Which is one of the worst defenses in football. 0 interceptions to me was very telling. So yeah, Steve Wilkes is definitely a terrorist in my book, but he had to go. Uh, that's sad to say, but I agree, man. I think the Adam Gase 2021 was actually more fun to watch. Watching these guys is demoralizing. I don't feel like they show up to try. I don't think they care. And then you're seeing some of the press conferences by guys like freaking Jermaine and of course by Brees, and it's just again these guys don't want to be there. Again, if you brought in AD to be the culture setter, to be the rah rah guy, and your players don't want to be there, that's a problem. Because I don't know when it comes to the X's and O's, which mind you, he even mentioned the X's and O's not being that threw me off for a loop too. One of his pressures where he mentioned X's and O's not being, you know, what I'm saying the not being everything. And sometimes you gotta look at the player. Nah, man, in today's NFL, the X's and O's matter. You got to have a tactical and a technical advantage when it comes to game planning. And when our head coach is talking about the X's and O's aren't everything, man, we're already losing games. Like we're already losing games if you're already making that excuse from jump. Um, I'm with Tom Stokes on this one, man. I don't think he makes it through next season without being fired. I do not believe, from what I've seen, that AG can turn this thing around. I just don't. I just don't, man. I think he'll be here next year. I think he'll be here next year. But I think by week 8, if we haven't seen some legitimate improvement, yeah, he'll be gone. You want to have the opportunity to set up your next coach to be excited about the 3 first rounders, the $300 million in cash. You want them to have access to that, so you don't want to have him messing that up. DK in the house, what's up, DK? Big Will. I didn't say this to some of you guys, man. Tom Stokes, I appreciate you, man. Happy New Year to you too as well, man. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful New Year this evening. Spend time with your families. Knob Craft, what's up, brother? Motivated 9926 is DC. Glenn can't hold a candle to Salah. 100%. I think freaking in that department, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're seeing what Salah's doing without half of his defense healthy, and those guys are about to win the NFC. So yeah, I wouldn't put AG and Salah in the same boat when it comes to freaking when it comes to freaking defensive coordinator. Um, Big Will, what's up, brother? If Salah had the power like AG, I feel he could have been successful. Salah was a puppet. He tried to get rid of Zach, couldn't. Yeah, no, I do believe that Salah had his hands tied. I'm not making excuses for him because a lot of the times the guy just looked like he was lost and like he didn't want to be there himself. But I do believe Salah definitely was operating with one hand tied behind his back. I think Aaron Rodgers had way more power than we'll ever know, right? And I think Salah was operating literally kind of, handicapped. And I think Salah's one of those guys who winds up getting an opportunity with a team. He'll get a chance to be a head coach. I believe that wholeheartedly. Just like Todd Bowles did, he's going to get a chance, and then we're going to be mad because I think he's going to see some success the next time around, and he's going to know what to ask for when he's interviewing for those jobs. So he does have more control because I do believe Salah had his hand. Again, I'm not saying he would have been a better head coach. I'm not saying he was a good head coach. I know he's a good defensive mind. We didn't see the guy that we're hoping to get when he came here to be the Jets. So again, I don't know how much of that was because he knew he was kind of hamstrung. And if he knew that though, why sign the contract from jump? Or if that just wound up happening, throughout the process. Boom. Derek Burnett, what's up, brother? Appreciate you for jumping on. Quarterback plays a major part, but not everything. I think Glenn got too caught up in how baiting coaches in the NFL, how batting coaching is in the. I think he couldn't believe NFL players can be this bad. I think Glenn got caught up in how bad. What are you trying to say here, brother? How bad coaching is in the NFL? Maybe. I think he couldn't believe the NFL players can be this bad. I mean, maybe, maybe he was kind of shocked, right? That players could be as horrible as they were. But I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, but yeah, I saw somebody say you can't turn things around in 1 year. Fans knew. Boom. Wild true. The fans knew because we watched the team. Glenn was in Detroit, Moochie in Denver. You think both of them were watching Jets games on their spare time? No, but I think those individuals were watching tape of this team. You think so? Who goes into a job interview and not prepare for the job interview? Like these guys have access to way more tape and more content and more information about the locker rooms, about the players than we do. Like they could have easily gotten a hold of players to player conversations. Like, nah, I think they had way more information than we did. You don't go into a job like that, you know what I'm saying, and not do your homework. There's no way. And again, he got on the podium and said, "Hey, I know this team. I've watched this team, and after what I've seen, it's not them. It's the coaching." He said those words. So yeah, I would say yes, they knew the Jets better, or they should have known Jets better than we did. But again, we watched every single minute of how bad this team was. Um, I just assumed maybe they saw some technical deficiencies that we weren't aware of, right? And that's why he felt confident that he could fix it. But at this point, I don't think he saw anything. He was just talking out his ass. Derek Burnett, there's a reason why we've been bad for. Yeah, we've been bad for a minute, man. It's been tough. DK, he's not allowed to change the perspective. He also said everyone is on trial and he'd see for himself roster could do during the offseason. Now he can change whatever he wants to, man. I don't know. Hold on, are we talking about AG? I think we're talking about AG still. Oh, okay, here we go. I missed it. Appreciate you. Do we really think AG? So boom. So AG's DK. All right. Okay. E Boogie. Hold on. Good. Yeah, I disagree. They when you are tanking, you must completely lose and suck. But that tanking. Well, the thing is this though. Like, I don't. I mean, I guess you're right. Right. When you gotta tank, you gotta tank. But I just feel like the way they're losing, it's just I don't know, man. There's just something about it as a man. If I'm a player, there's no way, right? There's just no way. I'm not putting everything into it. I'm not trying. These guys are legitimately not trying, and these are guys that it's not just about the name on the front, but the name on the back too, because a lot of them are fighting for their next contracts. Like, I understand tanking. I get that. I understand why Brady Cook is out there to tank. But on defense, a lot of those guys, are looking for their next contracts, right? These guys are trying to make a statement. That to me is why I think I get confused. If you don't score points, you don't score points. But to get your teeth kicked in the way they have, man, that to me is where I struggle. Just as a man, I just couldn't fathom not giving effort at my profession, right? I don't know how to even think about that. Like, to not try when I go to work. Like, that's what we're seeing on Sundays. These guys aren't even trying. Again, if you're going to tank and you're leaving in Brady Cook because he gives you the best chance, got it, you're tanking. But you're looking at this defense, man. The special teams hasn't quit. Special teams is playing. They're playing lights out. They're still trying to go ahead and showcase themselves. Those guys have pride. But the defense and my gosh, man, these guys. Oof. DK, I think AG has realized how massive of a job the head coach spot is, and the CEO perspective won't work until he develops a franchise and operation to a certain stage. He tried to be a McVay, start off as a Rex. Okay, um, and you're probably right, DK. I'm hoping you're right. I'm just saying that he hasn't shown us anything that brings any level of comfort that he knows what he's doing. Like, nothing, right? And then he gets on that podium and he backpedals a lot, and that doesn't say like effort for me. Like 10 minutes, not yet. So for me, that's why I look at that and I'm like, what has he shown us that lets us believe he can go ahead and be that CEO? This is the same guy who had a say in bringing in Justin Fields. He brought Justin Fields in, and that appears to have been a massive disaster, right? I think we can all agree about that. I mean, again, I'm hoping you guys are right. I'm hoping you guys are right. I don't want to be right about this. I want AG to go ahead and come out swinging next year, and players start biting ankles or whatever you want to call it, and start seeing some success. I haven't seen anything that tells me that this guy can be a coach of the NFL. I just don't. I that's okay. I would say I hope he's been directly involved because he's been given the keys to the kingdom. I would hope that he's been directly involved because he's been given the keys to the kingdom. He is in essence the GM, the CEO, the coach, and everybody knows it. He's been given free reign. So if you're telling me he's been given free reign and he's not taking it seriously, that's even worse. Like if you think that like he has not been involved directly, and we all know he's been given the keys to the kingdom, I think that's worse. So I would hope that yes, that he has been involved with every aspect, and he talks like he is. He pretends like he's involved with every aspect. So I would hope there's some truth to that. All right, my bad, E Boogie. All right, here we go. Appreciate the super chat, brother. All right, AG can't fix a solid team in 1 year. Gunny, solid culture is too strong. Solid, you bastard. Look, somehow Vrabel fixed a Gerard Mayo culture in 1 year. Somehow freaking Ben Johnson fixed the culture. Oh, I forgot who the multiple losers that were at Chicago that were some bad coaches, but he fixed it in 1 year. You see those guys, you know what I'm saying, on the field, they're playing hard. They play to the last whistle. The locker room shows you a motivated freaking group. Somehow Liam Cohen with his Duval, that weirdo, right, has changed the culture for the Jaguars, right? So I mean, we say that. I think a lot of us like to make excuses for our team because we say that, but there's examples all around us in the NFL that it's actually been done. So Salah was bad, but I don't know if I would put Salah's coaching as bad as what we saw in Chicago. Chicago was just a shit show, absolute shit show. And Gerard Mayo was bad, like he was really bad with the Patriots. But again, in 1 year, you've seen Vrabel, you've seen Ben Johnson, and then you've seen freaking Liam Cohen do it. So it can be done if you've got the guy. If you've got the guy, it can be done. Uh, Y'all never done a rebuild before. Okay. We getting to the end of it. The wife already got dinner taken care of. Hold on, DK. He's not allowed to change the perspective. He's also said everyone is on trial and he'd see for himself what the roster could do during the offseason. And cool. And again, I feel like that's a lot of coach speak, right? Because now as he's getting the heat, he's seeing that we're pissed off. He's seeing the stuff about him being one and done. Now I need to look at everything and see if I can say. And cool, man. Listen, if he wants to point the finger at everybody else, then except for himself, I don't know how that's going to work for him, but we will find out. Ultimately, again, I believe he's going to be here next year. I don't think he's going anywhere. I'm just saying that the dude hasn't shown us anything this year that would that makes me feel comfortable in giving him $100 million in cap space and 2 first rounders and 2 second rounders to go make smart decisions. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I just don't have that belief, man. He hasn't shown me enough. And after that ass whipping on Sunday by the Patriots, I'm sorry, bro. I can't. That dude, that was the last straw for me. It's the Patriots, dog. You can't show up like that. You can't allow them to come into your house and just take belt to ass. Like there was no effort, Merle. It was gross watching that game on Sunday. Absolutely gross. Uh, Hold on, I don't want to miss any super chats. Okay, I got the fire team members coming in hot. I got to hit you all up. DK, happy New Year, brother, man. I appreciate you, dog. Good chat as always. We definitely got to stop bullshitting and get on a podcast together, dog. So hopefully I see you soon. I saw you come close in the fantasy football league. Dark Soldier though, he came through and got the championship, man. Looking forward to playing with you again next year, dog. E Boogie, wow, brother, appreciate you, E Boogie. E Boogie has gifted 5 memberships to Gunny's Fire Team. Bravo. Infrared Jets, what's up, brother? You've been gifted a membership by E Boogie. Dano, what's going on, brother? You've been gifted a membership by E Boogie. Jerry Moore, you've been gifted a membership by E Boogie. Cochito Burrito, you've been gifted a membership by freaking E Boogie. And Sharp Instincts, what's up, man? You've been gifted a membership by E Boogie. E Boogie, you're awesome, brother. We're gonna be doing a end of season giveaway next week. Compliments of the E Boogie freaking membership giveaways. You will all automatically be entered into that giveaway next week as well. All Fire Team members are automatically entered. We're going to go ahead and come up with some cool rules for us to go ahead and do a nice giveaway next week, man. I appreciate you guys. I know it's getting late, man, and I know y'all got family to go celebrate the new year with, man. I know some of y'all are thinking, man, like give it time, right? A lot of you guys are thinking like give it time, and I know a lot of you guys think I'm being negative right now, like, and I've heard some people talk about like think about the Detroit model versus our current Jets reality, and again, Glenn keeps citing the Lions turnaround, but Dan Campbell's team showed bite, man. Like I'm saying that, you know what I'm saying, like pun intended. Even when they were losing, like they looked like fighters. This Jets team just looks lethargic. They don't want to be out there on Sundays. They just don't. It's like they're frustrated that they have to be out there now. The 2025 season was supposed to be the clean slate. This was supposed to be the clean slate year. Instead, it's been a masterclass of dysfunction and we're just losers, man. The blocked field goal comment might be the epitome of the Aaron Glenn era. Like I'm salty about that. That's where he went to today. But again, I digress. Listen, I appreciate you guys, man. Again, shout out to Dark Soldier on winning the New York Jets sit rep. I think this is the 4th annual 2025 Fantasy Football League. Again, man, 12 lucky individual Jets fans get to join the league every single year, and there's no buy-in. And I do a giveaway. The champion gets an autographed jersey. This year's winner is Dark Soldier. I appreciate you, Dark Soldier, man, for playing with me, man. Again, you too, DK. I saw you out there as well. Anyone who's participated in it, I look forward to balling with you again next year. If anybody falls out, I usually go ahead during the live stream and let you know there's one spot or whatever available. It's a good time, and again, all it is about you participating. It's a bunch of Jets fans just talking shit to each other, playing fantasy football, and at the end of the year, if you win the championship, you get a autographed jersey on me. So yeah, looking forward to next year. Again, congrats to my guy Dark Soldier, man. Listen, thanks for listening to the misery. We'll be back after the Buffalo game to see if they can somehow hit 14 losses, and I believe the Jets can do it. I believe they can do it. We'll hit 14 losses. But don't forget to like and subscribe. We're still currently hunting to get to 2,000 subscribers. And when we get there, one lucky winner of the first 2,000 subscribers will be winning an autographed Joe Namath jersey. So, again, that's my way of saying thank you for your support. Appreciate the support, the love that you guys provide, man. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I wish y'all a happy new year. And you know what? Here's to the 2026 NFL football season. Appreciate you guys, man. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man. Nothing but love for you guys. Enjoy your time with some loved ones. And then, yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance man. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance, you know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you ever lost? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance man.